Nothing between the leading group of 10 or so athletes. Good to see the Italians have representation in that leading group. Marcus Vindish is going well, and Belarus with Ruslan Valiulin. And Belarus have done well over the last couple of weeks. Certainly delighted with Domaracheva's improvement in form.
Yeah, I think Klaus Siebert, he's been with many teams, and he always seems to, he's a German, a former world champion himself, and he seems to give every team that he's with a new set of beliefs, new confidence. Doesn't always last. The Chinese came up to a high level quickly, but then they leveled off after a couple of years with Klaus.
So the athletes streaming down the meadow, a little climb before they break left and then drop down under the road. And hopefully their momentum carries them up the hill into the range area for the second shoot. Ada has been in control since that first shoot. Sherazov right on his tails. Oleana Bjorndalen was 18 seconds behind. He's cut that back to 2.7. So Bjorndalen has flown over this second lap. And that may be something worth remembering if he's in contention, if he's in a ski race on the last loop. Because you don't ski at that sort of speed without it doing some damage to your energy reserves. Number 9 is Alexander Ost, looking very smooth. Mike, do you feel he'll get a win one day?
Oh, I think so. He's one of these athletes that the shooting can be quite bad for a couple, 2 or 3 days, but then he can be excellent. Maybe today's his excellent day. There's nothing in it. Look at the pressure, the fight that all these athletes have had round this 3-kilometer lap. So many still together.
Going through the same routine that they do time and time again in training. Up with the glasses, off with the rifle. But it's all about alignment.
Alfred Ader looking at his son in lane number 1.
Ada shot quicker than anyone yesterday, and he's done the same again today. That's going to earn him a few seconds of lead, especially with Oss missing. Sherazov has missed, looking for Bjorndalen's target. He's gone and missed again, so he's put pressure on himself. Can he come back from that? Berger's missed 2. Grice has missed 1. So many of the big names making mistakes, and Simon Ada is going to have himself a lead of some 25 seconds. Vindish of Italy in second, who's not really a big threat, I don't think, with the standing shoot to come. But with home support, who knows what might happen. And Austria with 2 in the top 3.
Simon Ader, he just shoots so fast. That's his routine. He doesn't break from that incredibly fast routine. Only now 7 of the best 30 in the world have shot 10 out of 10.
Christoph Steffen and Mickey Grice in 8 and 9. Suman and Pinter and Eberhardt putting 5 Austrians in the top 13 places. That is a staggering performance so far, and I really do think we have to take their challenge for World Championship gold in the relay very seriously. This is Simon Ada's target.
6 times Olympian Alfred Ader. He knows exactly, and he's worked on these young Austrian lads for about 10 years now, and they're just coming to top form now.
So no attempt from Ada to break away from the group. His standing shooting was excellent yesterday, Mike, but it's not always been good. We didn't see him shoot too well in the sprint.
Yeah, that's true, but yesterday was incredible, 20 out of 20. He has a 91% hit rate in the prone.
7 of the first 10 have gone clear, and there you see the damage done from the missed targets. With Austria leading, Italy in second, Russia coming up into third with Ivan Sherazov. The temperature starting to drop here in Antholz, especially in the areas where the sun has gone, and it's making the snow crystals a little more aggressive. You can hear that creak and the squeak. That means that it's that much harder to push the skis.
Just looking at for the pole, of course, Thomas Sikora, he's down in 17th position, only 37 seconds behind though.
Interesting, Mike, with with Antholz being in a very steep-sided valley, we've now got 50% of the track in the sun, 50% in the shade. How do you prepare your skis for that?
It is always a tricky one, Patrick. Of course, the technicians have been out there. This is now a damp snow, but as you said, right there in the woods, it's still -4 snow temperature. You just have to kind of select the best base, not too wide a structure.
Sherazov taking over the role as race leader. Austria in 2 and 3 now. Looking good is number 17. That's Christoph Steffen, who had the slowest of starts. Remember, he was some 6-7 meters off the back of the pack on the first lap. And Steffen's tactics, obviously, to clear the prone targets and then make a move.
Good point. Very, very well disciplined for a young athlete. But just looking at the statistics or the ages, the top best 10 biathletes in the world, average age of 31.6. Of course, that's without Svensson there. He's 23 years old.
.6 seconds separating the top 6. Derry Zemlier and Valiulin in the first of the chasing groups, and waiting to see what Bjorndalen can do over this third lap. Mike, he's 16.5 behind. When he came out of the range, how far was he behind?
Well, he's pulled back 13 seconds. He was 29.1. That's a huge amount of skiing.
Well, he's going to have to tighten up the shooting. Surely he can't manage that on each lap.
It's incredible, but that is the sense where you have had 2 days of resting as opposed to 2 days of the toughest head-to-head competition. Interesting to see Sherazov lifting his head up as he started the climb, trying to open up the airways, make sure he can get as much oxygen in as possible, whereas the natural inclination is to put your head down and just look between your knees. It is. Sherazov, he didn't look strong yesterday, but he's got that incredible ski strength. He just functions on strength rather than flowing, easy, balanced technique.
Derry Zemlier and Valiulin. Derry Zemlier in the blue and yellow for Ukraine. Mickey Grice, you can't miss him, leading that third group with Bjorndalen right behind him. And also in that group is Christoph Suman of Austria. Alexander Oss has dropped down the placings. Thomas Sikora right behind him, wearing bib number 1. And Carl-Johan Bergman in that fourth group as well, alongside Alexander Wolf, who's not had the best of seasons so far.
No, Alexander's disappointed. We normally see him top 15 at this time of the racing season.
Well, he's just outside in 16th place, but we haven't really seen him threaten the podium too often. Is Sherazov starting to ease down now as he approaches the range. 600 meters to go before the third chute, the first in the standing position. Ada's still up there in second place, and Vindish, is that Vindish just dropping off the pace a little?
It is. He's now 4 seconds. Zemlier, here he is in yellow, the best of the wash shots. He's missed one and he's up only 8 seconds behind.
Good position for Bjorndalen, feeding off the speed of Mickey Grice. Bjorndalen looked to have very good glide, using the slipstream and overtaking Mickey Grice. I'm not sure whether the German's going to allow that. He may just stamp his authority on the Norwegian to say, I'm here and don't take overtaking me for granted. Vindish down in 6th now, 6.7. Could be a tactical move from the Italian. It could also be the fact that he's starting to fatigue. Bjorndalen now 15.5 behind. He's lost a little bit of ground over the last 500 meters.
They're coming in quite fast into the stadium. 8 people up in this pack.
Well, the crowd enjoying the fact that Christoph Steffen has the lead, and as you can see, predominantly German. They've come across 2 borders, driven across Austria into the north of Italy. We're literally 3 kilometers from the Austrian border. It is a stunningly beautiful area, and if you're into a little bit of altitude training, you couldn't do better than Antholz, particularly at this time of year with so much snow. So chute 3.
Steffen is quite an amazing athlete. He takes himself to a really painful level every day, dropping across the line.
Well, Ada makes his first mistake and is on the penalty loop. An opportunity then for Stefan to come through. Sherazov has missed, Eroshenko's missed too, and will find himself, oh, he's missed another one, so he'll find himself at least 50 seconds off the lead, and maybe that's the last we'll see of him today. Grice with an early miss. Bjorndalen, Mike, I haven't seen, there's Bjorndalen, he's missed one more, so another loop, his third. Christoph Stefan takes his time, makes sure, and he is going to be out certainly close to the lead, if not with the lead.
Stefan, what discipline. All those around him shooting much faster. He held his nerve. He did exactly what he wanted to do, and it's worked.
Look at that. Ada has skied a penalty loop in the time that it took Stefan to shoot. That is phenomenal, and that's the benefit of shooting fast.
From Ada stopping on the shooting mat until he picked up his poles, it was 20 seconds. Almost impossible at a pulse rate and breathing stress like he had.
Well, a change of leader, but you feel it's going to change again, and we still have one more shoot to go. Anyone within 30 seconds could take the win here in Antholz. Bjorndalen is 15.7 behind, and he's already skied an extra 450 meters. So even if he goes clear on the last shoot, he's going to have to dig incredibly deep to clear the targets. Maybe this was the danger of missing out 2 days of racing, Mike, is the shooting's not quite as sharp. His skiing form is obviously still there.
I honestly believe that. You need to have experienced this recent muscle memory.
Let's see where Stefan's shots went. They just picked them out. Looked to be low right on that last one.
Didn't quite see that one, but what a stable performance so far from Stefan.
So just 15 seconds separating the top 5. Bjorndalen is in there. 2 Austrians still in the top 5, but it's Germany who lead with Christoph Stefan. So the police officer from Gira leads the way at the moment here in Antholz, a man who's never had a World Cup win prior to this season, a personal best of 8th position, and that was in Ruhpolding. He's never really got a top result here in Antholz before, so history doesn't go with him. The women's race doesn't go with him either, with the leader missing 5 on the last shoot.
But, you know, the German coaches have been saying, watch this man, Stefan. He is going to do it one day. He is going to be winning World Cups.
I was going to say 3 golds at Junior World Championship level back in 2007, I think it was. So, obviously, the form was there from an early age.
Absolutely. And you know, this is the first time he's come on to race all the World Cup races. It's a big challenge for a young athlete. But he's out skiing Simon Eder and Sherazov. They were only... Well, Ada was only 1.4 seconds behind. It's down to about 6 now.
Now, Stefan in new territory. What tactics does he employ? Does he take his time again on the range and just hope that the others will miss?
Well, you pointed that out on the first lap. He was at the very back. He didn't get involved in anyone else's race. And I think Stefan is just going to take his time again on the range. But Bjorndalen's on his case, coming into picture in 4th.
Sounds as if Simon Eder is in oxygen debt, working a little bit too hard. And don't forget, he's got another 3 kilometers to go, even when he's completed